By far, my most asked question is how do I adjust my vocal preset to my voice? By the end of the video, you're gonna know exactly how to do that. Now, I'm assuming you already know what vocal presets are, but if you don't, they're mixer preset chains that pretty much just make your voice sound good and save you a ton of time. But there's also a chance to purchase a preset off my website, Gunnr.com. Thank you, by the way. If so, this is gonna be an ultimate guide. The most common rebuttal with presets is that every mix, every voice, every room is completely different. It's gonna sound different with everybody because the preset is made for one specific thing. And they're not wrong. It's gonna sound different whether it be for the best or for the worst. But regardless, I'm gonna show you how to fix that. It's really not that hard. Let's just get right into it. By the way, I started a Discord server. If you guys want to join that, click the link in the description. We're gonna chop it up. It's gonna be fun. Anyways, number one is autotune. I have this project file we're just gonna be working with. Let's turn everything else off. Let's just focus on these main vocals. So autotune, this is gonna be on every preset. It's gonna be in every pretty much mix that you get. Everybody uses some sort of autotune. I like to use Antera's autotune. I've been using them ever since the jump. If you guys do want that, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. But there's a ton of other ones like Waves, Pitcher, etc. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna go over how to use autotune, but also how to find the key, which is mostly where people struggle with. So first up here is how you find your key. So I have my input as low male because I typically have a lower voice. Just I'm a guy, you know. The key, you want to put this to whatever the key of the beat is. Now, either the producer for your beat will have the key in the description, or if not, you can put the beat into an online converter, or even Antera's has their own auto key, and you can find the key that way. Now, this beat was in G sharp minor, so I slap it on G sharp minor. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is retune speed and humanize? It's really not that complicated. Retune speed is essentially how auto-tuney do you want that, John? Oh, it says it right here actually. Set the rate at which the input audio is moved to the target pitches. To sum it up, the lower the number, the more auto-tuney it is. Then you have the humanizer, which I like to see as the smoothness slider. The more you slide this up, the more realistic it's gonna sound. It's gonna hide your auto-tune and make you sound more human. Next up, we have our noise gate, aka the fruity limiter. This John is banging. It's really simple. It's not necessarily needed, but I like to use it. I use the limiter for one simple feature, and it's over here, the noise gate. The noise gate essentially removes background from when you're not talking. So when you're not talking, it's not picking up any background noise. It's pretty awesome. So if we were to put our voice in, we could see we just have autotune and our limiter in right now. And you can see every time I stop talking, that goes down. This is the volume. The REL means release, and the release is essentially how fast you want to cut off your voice when you're not talking. If we put it to really, really low, the second that we stop talking, it cuts off. If we put it to really, really high, you can see it takes a long time. I like to put it somewhere around here. Maybe like there. Next up, we have our gain. The gain is where we want our volume to drop to after we stop talking. I keep this at either 0 or very close to 0. And then threshold, this is the major important one. This is where your background noise is. If we turn this off, we can hear the background noise. It's very there. But let's turn my mic up here. Okay, we're very loud, I'm sorry. But if we turn, boom, just like that. We just want it to be enough to take out the background noise without chopping it up like this. Because if we put it too high up like this, it's going to start chopping up our vocals and it's going to be really hard to understand. Now, don't get it confused with stopping echo around your room. That's still going to seep into your microphone if you don't have any treatment. As you can see, I do have treatment, but I still was getting that like echoey sound into my microphone and it was really annoying. So I went down the rabbit hole and I found the industry standard one, the one that all the big fellows have. And I got this guy. I'm not going to name them just in case. And don't get me wrong, it's good. You wrap it around your microphone, it's good, it works. But this John was $250 US, man. And realistically, it's just like specialized foam. So I get why it's a little pricey, but 250 was insane. And I know that a lot of artists would want something like that, but they just like 250 bucks is crazy. So I set out on a mission with my brother to make affordable music hardware. We went through a bunch. We went through these guys, you know what I mean? The shapes, we did different materials, all that kind of stuff. I have the actual final finished product with me right here that I haven't unboxed yet. And I'm really excited. As you can see, we called the company Seeds. That was my very first YouTube name that I ever had growing up as a kid. Let's cut this down open though. I'm gonna... Those sound shields are a super great affordable version of those guys, because these guys all across my room, not cheap. When I found out how much these sound shields work and not only how much more affordable they are, kind of a no-brainer. I slapped one of these guys on for all my music. It's really easy to travel with them. You just stuff them in your bag. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, bro. I'm actually so fucking excited. I talked about this very briefly on my YouTube community page, and we actually got 5 orders from it, which is super awesome. We got the goddamn box, motherfucker. This is so cool, bro. Open this John up like so. Yeah, we got it right in here. We're gonna rip open this little plastic thing for us. Oh my goodness. Another really big cool difference that I wanted to note is that for the big guys, we got a little hole. If your mic doesn't fit that, you're screwed. For us, we don't fat shame, baby. We got this, and if you got a fat ass mic, don't worry. But obviously, I have one on my microphone right now, so I'm gonna leave that one on. However, I got a spare Audio-Technica 2035 right here. Banger budget mic. Just gonna take this off and slide this on. Look how snug that is. That's perfect. And then we just, super snug in there. It's like literally cushioned around it like a little blankie. But yeah, if you guys want to support me and my brother on this journey whilst having a real crispy mic, go over to seedsmusic.com. We just launched. Anywho, back onto the regular scheduled stuff. So next up is EQ. To sum it up, equalizing is cutting out the bad frequencies and boosting the good ones. And you might be asking yourself, how the hell do you know the good ones and the bad ones? I don't blame you. It takes a very trained ear to really get to know that, and it takes a lot of time to figure it out. Presets, it makes it a lot easier. So we have this vocal right here.
I'm doing it, rest right up in it, little bitch, I'm going.
And we have some low end cutoff there to take off some of the bass, and we have some cutoff here just to take off some of the S, and these are boxy and just tinny frequencies that don't sound good. These will all be in generally the same place, but slightly moved over. And you can find this out by doing this thing called frequency sweeping. For example, you want to have a frequency pinch like number 3 is, and we'll just drag that all the way up.
Hey, I'm doing it, rest right up in it, little bitch, I'm
You hear that
going
frequency?
down.
That's what we call a boxy frequency. That's not good. We don't like that. So we're just gonna take it down.
Hey, I'm doing it, rest.
You don't want to do OD, like don't do like that or anything. Just give it a little, you know what I mean, a little snudge.
Hey,
you can move it
I'm
around.
doing it, rest right up in it, little bitch, I'm going down. I feel like Rick Ross, I like pears, bitch, I'm eating now.
And we can search for frequencies that don't sound good, that we don't like.
Doing it, rest right up in it, little bitch.
I don't like that one. Let's take that out. And we're just gonna move it down just a little bit.
Hey, I'm doing it, rest right up in it.
Sounds a lot better. And a major thing with EQs as well, I see a lot of people, they'll cut out way too much low end. They'll be afraid to have like a little bit of low end in their voice, and you're supposed to have some low end in there. Listen to the difference between this, ready?
Hey, I'm doing it, rest right up in it, little bitch, I'm
Even
going
like this.
down. I feel like Rick Ross, I
Between
like
there.
pears, bitch, I'm eating now. Hey, and they trying to come after my plate.
There's so much more depth in there. Keep in mind, the mix is only just starting, right? If you want me to go more in depth on any of these plugins or anything like that, definitely just drop a comment below, because I don't know if that's something you guys would want to see. If you guys do, I would be so happy to do it. Like a whole video on EQs and all that kind of stuff. I'd be super down. Next up is compressor. Now the compression is used to control the range of a sound. It makes the difference between the loudest and the quietest sounds a lot more smoother, so it's not all jumpy in your ear. So whatever you put your threshold at is where you'll start to compress. So as soon as the signal starts going over that, signal being your audio and everything like that, it's gonna start compressing from there. How much is it gonna compress it by? Well, you gotta go over to the ratio. I have very, very compressed vocals, by the way. I love compressed vocals personally, like really compressed. The ratio is how much the compressor will reduce the volume signal once it passes the threshold. The gain is just your volume, how loud you want that, John. You can play with that as much as you like to. Really, it's just however loud you are, you know, however loud you want to be. The attack and the release is pretty straightforward. The attack is how quick you want your compressor to come into action, and the release is how fast you want that John to dip out. It's kind of like the same thing with the limiter and the noise gate. And then for type, do whatever the hell you want to do. I do soft. Sometimes I mix it up. There's a bunch of different types of stuff you can do. Getting a preset and messing with it is how you get it to be your own. Now the rest is pretty much optional in my opinion. There's like de-essers. I use this RD-esser from Waves, but there's tons of other great ones. You don't have to use that specific one. I have Sound Godizer on here. I have a Fresh Air plugin that I sometimes use. Fruity Chorus just makes it sound a little wide, and like delay and reverb, all this other miscellaneous stuff. It's just gonna add some cool effects onto it rather than really changing the mix per se. Once again, join the Discord. It's brand spanking new. Hopefully I covered everything that you guys wanted me to. If I missed out anything, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. This is a quick little video. Head over to seedsmusic.com as well. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next one. Make sure you guys drop us up. I'll see you.